What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Good Guy Experience. Yo, we got our special edition. We got our veteran boys in the house. All right, yo. I got my boy here. All right, Baylo the Great. What's happening, brother?
You know what it is, man. Glad to be here with my guys, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we got my man Willis. What's cracking with you?
Man, what's going on, brother?
All right. Hey, man, it's been a minute, man. Been a minute since we all kind of convened. You look on the channel, the girls got their thing. I'll be on Wednesday with the girls. Tonight is tonight for some testosterone. A lot of estrogen on the channel lately. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We love the estrogen, kind of. All right, most all right.
I love it when it's laying next to me.
Hey, love it. You feel me? All right, so yeah, what's been going on this week, man? What's going on with y'all boys, man? Anything good going on?
Working.
And different working. Okay.
Man, great news, man. I'm getting ready to take another. I was really forced into promotion. We had a meeting earlier this week, and they were like, "Hey, yeah, we got a new role coming up. We already got a candidate. We got some applicants, but the candidate we selected is we already made a mind up." And I'm like, man, great, man. I'm thinking like, now who is it? They're like, yeah, Chris is the new candidate for the senior director role. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, great, yeah. Okay. But no, I'm gonna take up a senior director role at my company, which is gonna be kind of big for me for my career growth. I ain't really working hard, but I'm gonna be there though.
Yeah, we a lot of us guys, some of us got them, them checks coming through, and make you walk to the job a little different when that other check coming through. Like
real talk, man. Real talk.
What? Like meeting. What y'all mean? That's what.
Hey, good note. Our other veteran friend is going to be joining here shortly. He just sent me a message. He's getting logged in. So
yeah, we get him, man. All right, hey Willis, what's up with you, man? What's up? What's going on these days?
Man, the last time we talked, bro, I was holding it together, but bro, when was the last time we won?
Ooh, it's been like week before last. I think it's been a week or two.
Well, so backstory, I had literally walked out the building from when I was working at BAE because I failed the full scope poly. So when you do that, you can't work on an FBI contract anymore.
Oh, damn.
So I hadn't worked since September 30th, and I just started this new job at Fort Belvoir December 19th. So yeah, I was holding it together like inside out, like, man, I ain't trying to do nothing, but had to keep it together.
Real talk, I wish I'd have known that in advance. That's and me and you'll talk offline when it comes to that. I do have personnel for which I can reach out to. So,
but that's part of that, man. Like,
reach out to me too, because these kids in these schools are losing their minds.
They really are.
Man, I feel one thing I could do. I learned the last few weeks at school. I could be a bouncer because I break up fights left and right.
Hey, bro, no. I know y'all heard about what happened in Newport News.
Yeah. Man, that was real bona fide crazy, man. And that's, I think that's one of the things that Knox wanted to talk about is that particular incident.
Yeah, I know. Me and the girls had talked about it Wednesday, and it's crazy, man. You can't a 6-year-old. It's wild. That's wild.
He froze up.
I know from my perspective, man. At first I was, I kind of evolved in my thought on schools now. At first, when they said, somebody mentioned like being able to carry at school, I was like, I don't know. But I don't know. The more craziness I see, I'm like, I'm gonna have to put something on the hip out here, man. It's wild.
Well, this is the craziest about that. How far are we willing to go in our society as we currently stand with allowing, the ownership and the availability of firearms? No, I'm a firm component. Like me personally, I'm a Southern boy. I pretty much got every firearm that you can legally own. But I'm trained. I know how to use my
Right,
firearm.
right.
Just because you can doesn't mean you shouldn't. The Second Amendment says you can, but everybody shouldn't be allowed to have firearms. If
Yeah,
you're not responsible enough to keep a 6-year-old from getting a firearm and then going to school and using that firearm in a deadly manner, I understand that the response to that is to hold the parents accountable, because honestly there's no way possible you can hold a 6-year-old responsible for using
absolutely.
that firearm. The parents are ultimately responsible, and yes, I understand they're cooperating with the police. Doesn't mean shit to me.
They need to cooperate their ass in jail. Because look,
You
6-year-old.
aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is a charge. Also, you can even tramp it all the way up to attempted murder,
Yeah,
because that's what it was.
Cause
yeah.
I
what
don't.
he waited until the end of the school. Like it was like he knew what time he wanted to do it.
He was
I,
calculated.
it was calculated, like in his own mind. I don't know what he thought was going to happen after he shot her, but
Bro, when
But
I
this
was
is
6 years old, bro, I was thinking about G.I. Joes. I was
man.
thinking
Listen,
about
water
cartoons,
guns.
water
The
at,
guns.
at the most, we were thinking about cops and robbers. I'm a little older, so we thought about Batman and Rob. That's the most violent we talked about when it comes to firearms, and we made the pow pow bang bang. That was it. These kids nowadays, and it's not look, the cartoons that we watch were far more violent than what they show on TV because they've been censored now.
Yeah,
But then again, if you take away the cartoons and then you add the movie aspect of it, where the movies are more violent and more graphic than what they were when we was coming up.
yeah.
yeah.
But the bottom line is, I have a 5-year-old in my house. I have a 17-year-old in my house. I have an 18-year-old that's in college. I have a 24-year-old. They all know the responsibility of my firearms. Don't touch them.
Mm-hmm.
I told my
Because
mom the other day, like my step pops, I always knew where his pistol was. I knew where it was. I looked at it. I
you
had
better
never
not
touched
touch it.
it. I remember looking. It was in the upper left hand corner of the closet. I remember looking at it like, dang, that joint real. And it got right back down and closed the closet and went back to the front.
You didn't
But
think
it's like
about touching it.
I
I
ain't
know. I
even
know.
think about it.
I know. I used to go to my grandpa's house. It was rifles all over the place. It's a South. It's deer hunting.
But
Nobody.
see,
We ain't running around playing with no rifles. We had BB guns,
yeah,
killing all the birds, but nobody thought about shooting no real gun and definitely not shooting no person. That was out of the question.
you
But
see,
so what do you guys think? You mentioned Second Amendment. Like should there be more regulation, less regulation? What y'all since we talking about? What y'all think about that from a veterans perspective? People
My
that
thing,
carried a lot. What do y'all feel about it?
think about this for a second. We're our military. We were trained. We were in the range so many times you can't even count. We know how to shoot. But what I think people fail to realize, like shooting a target and shooting a person is two different things.
Right,
man, real. I mean, real. That's the
right.
realest thing that anyone can say. Uh,
Like, what is your mental gonna be like
The
when
same.
it's fight or flight and you have a gun? Like, yeah, you have the right to shoot them, but like, what? Like, I don't think nobody realized what they had to do to them.
Yeah,
Like, I just shot a person that's not coming back.
yeah. A human being. It's different, man. People don't realize it. They look at
so
movies. They feel their emotions, but that moment when you shoot a person, bro,
Yeah,
what?
that
so
whole
let,
like
so,
you
so let me
you run
be
up in my house, I'll shoot you. Like, okay, then what?
so let, so
Yeah,
let me so let me be blatantly clear with these individuals that say owning a gun is a right, not a privilege. Uh, my career in the military put me in positions where decision had to be made whether life or death was behind the pull of the 3 pounds of pressure of M4 trigger squeeze. I guess the best without glorifying death. That is when that decision is made. it's not just a death that happens. When you take a person's life, you don't understand a part of you leaves with him. And that part of you never truly get back. A part of your humanity goes along with it. See, the problem we have in America is we do value life. We do value how valuable human life is. And the news media has painted a picture of all it is a hot storyline.
Yeah.
Every city you in, no, I don't care what city you in, they start off with either loss of life or political shit. It never fails. Someone died on a freeway accident. They start off with that. A shooting in the neighborhood. They start off with that. Someone got caught up in political mess. They start off with that. They never start off with, hey, let's champion this person's life. Because it doesn't mean anything. All it is a rating marker for them. That's where it begins. And then the second aspect of it is, how should we regulate that? Me personally is
question.
Me personally, when they say fully automatic weapon versus semi-automatic weapon, and this is the argument they always bring out about large capacity magazines. I would tell you, full automatic, I don't think nobody should own a full automatic weapon in the civilian market.
And those are still illegal, those.
But when it comes down to the semi-automatic weapon, now you gotta realize a semi-automatic shotgun is more deadly than a semi-automatic damn 5.56. You understand? A semi-automatic shotgun, spray and pray. You talking about mass area coverage with a buckshot weapon. Yeah. That means you can do more damage with that than you can with a 5.56. A 5.56, unless you hit the target multiple times, and really a 5.56 is a tumble round, because once it hits you, it tumbles around.
Bounces around, yeah.
So when it comes to how should we regulate access to firearms, it really boils down to the background check. And you have to be really fucking thorough with the background. If a motherfucker, I hear veterans talk about what I was diagnosed with PTSD. Now there are levels of PTSD. Not have it. Will, you got it. I get it. We got levels of PTSD. We are functional members of society with PTSD. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you know the ones that shouldn't have a firearm.
Yeah.
You can point them out from a mile away. There are veterans who they're just fucked up in the head. And I hate to say it like that, but that's the reality of it.
10-second conversation, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, like five.
A simple conversation. But this thing about taking my weapons away, that's the biggest fear for the right wingers, is taking my weapons away. Some of them people shouldn't have weapons. Because in fact, they are the single greatest threat to humanity, because they are willing to take a life because they fear their own. See, this is what I learned about firearms. Firearms will either turn you into the person you want to be, or turn you into the person you don't need to be.
Yeah.
See, the thing about a firearm is this. Ain't nobody without a firearm going to walk up to Knox and say, I want to fight you. You got to be I know Knox. I know how Knox's hands work. I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu, a black belt in Muay Thai. I wouldn't walk up to Knox and want to fight him.
Well, I'm kind of gentle now. Don't scare my the people that know me currently. They think I'm really nice. So
But no, what I'm saying,
what they say, mess around and find out.
They don't know.
Your size and stature would is gonna keep me. From a common sense standpoint, not gonna be want to run up and try you too soon. But the average person without a firearm on a weapon is gonna turn walk away. But you give a person a firearm, and that turns them into the person they want to be. That goes for cops. That goes for FBI agents. That goes for military personnel. Some of these dudes were punks. They were punks in high school. They were punks. No, they not to that. I'm not gonna say punk. They were weak. They were weak in high school. They were bullied in high school. But you give them a firearm, and now they put their S on their chest.
Yeah, you know, we see those people, man, and they got like, you know, a bunch of guns, and they always posting pictures with guns. And as a person who, you've been to combat, been in a combat zone, you know, if it went down, that Joker would throw that shit down and hide behind a
Desert
Howard.
wall,
post.
or, or just,
AWOL.
you know, you just know it. So when you see these people, when you've actually been in them sayings, been across that water, you know better, man. And it kind of, I look at these people, I'm like, come on, bro. I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot. You know,
Hey,
You talk about the New England Patriot. That's what they mean.
no,
I got to use
real
my
talk.
M4 to fight the government, bro. The government, you are not beating the government with that M4. I'm sorry. I be telling people all the time, you're not taking down no tyrannical government with an M4.
I mean, real talk, man. That whole term "patriot" kind of hits me sideways a lot because I hear that term thrown out lightly a lot. Real like I'm a patriot. Are you really? Are you really a patriot? Do you know what that term means? Because when you say it with a tense of anger in your voice, like you really gonna fight something in this nation.
Yeah.
Remember, this nation is built on a history of lies and mistruth. That's the problem. You believe in what Grandpappy told you instead of what the truth is.
Oh, Billy, you can't say that. You can't say that. Don't talk about that. People
But
get
no,
mad.
but
Don't
see,
criticize the history.
but see,
Message.
if you look at DeSantos right now, what is he doing? He literally said the history of Black history doesn't have any value. That's what he said.
Oh yeah. So yeah, DeSantis, he said Black history,
That's
you
my
know,
man from New York, right?
studies.
No, that little homie down in Florida.
Not Santos, DeSantis, the governor of Florida. You
Look,
know,
okay.
but the new hero of the right wingers. You know how they, So yeah, but he said it was worthless, had no value. You know,
No,
they're crazy down there. They made a whole law saying that you can't hurt white people's feelings. Talking about Black history and the history of
Huh?
America. And
so
so like in schools, like they said, so he said, like, if you teach a history lesson and you talk about slavery in terms of like hurting, it might hurt white kids' feelings, that's against, he made it a law. It's against the law
yeah,
down.
he really did. So I mean, Will,
But
you the youngest of the group, right?
yeah.
So where me and Knox is in education, I'm in cybersecurity, so we kind of a loop, with people, Knox, you 44, right?
43.
You be 44 this year, right?
Yeah, I'll be for you. But when we don't rush it though,
This dude right here. But Will, you kind of in the environment that that me and Knox, we're not in it right now. So your perspective on how you are seeing things is going to be viewed a little different from what I see or what Knox sees when it comes to this this overall firearm ownership. And really, to me personally, if you come into my house, at every given turn there could be a firearm, but you never see it.
Yeah, But now I will say I do believe in Second Amendment, especially in the current environment. Like when I see all these rednecks with guns, I'm an advocate of responsible people getting taking lessons and having theirs. They got mines. I definitely got they got theirs. I got mines now. And I'm gonna have a couple of them. I have more than one. But running around trying to scare people, intimidate people, thinking you tough because you got guns, I'm not on that. But I do believe in having a little something to protect yourself.
I really want to hear what Will got to say, man, because he in this. He see it every day.
As far as gun law, right?
No, from the 40 and under group.
Okay, well, so what's your Second Amendment opinions?
Actually, I'm along the lines of you guys in the sense that, you had a right. Everybody had the right, but then it's kind of like I think we refuse to think of second or third order effects of having that right. That yeah, I have a right to own this gun, but I don't. What's the consequence of actually using that gun or weapon? Let me say that. I have a right to defend myself, but what's the consequence of that? You know what I mean? So I don't think people act like I said before. I don't think people understand what can happen when you take a life if you're forced to do that. You
Yeah.
know, again, targets don't shoot back.
Right. Right.
You know, targets don't run.
Right. You should always own a gun. Like the guns I have, I hope I never have to use them in that capacity. I hope I always use them at the range, target practice. I don't, I have no spirit in me that wants to shoot a person. If
At
I'm
all.
shooting a person, it's because, damn, I have to do this. I see people who kind of have guns who had the itchy finger. Those people bother me. So, I mean, that's where I'm at. I think everybody should have them if you're responsible and you protect yourself, protect your family, but you should not want to use it. If you want to use it, you probably shouldn't have it.
Literally, like chiming in on what Nas said. Responsible personnel who demonstrate that responsibility should have a firearm. I mean, that's just real talk. But no, Knox, you remember Shaw, right? Chris Shaw.
Name rings a bell.
Long tablet E7 type.
Okay, what's up with him?
You know what I'm saying? So me and him had a conversation, man. I said, I want to go through the Q course, man. That was my thing. I said, I'm gonna go through the Q course, and Chris, man, pulled me to the side. He said, "Are you prepared to take a life?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I can do it. I'm prepared." He said, "You talking too fast. Don't talk to me no more."
Right.
And then about 5 months later, I talked to him again. He said, "You were anxious to take a life."
Yeah.
That's not what we want as a fellow operator.
Yeah.
We want somebody trying literally, in group, we group wasn't door kickers.
Nah,
Group was we were in a group. When you in group, you're a trainer. Those operators, the guys, we trainers. We train indigenous forces on how to kick doors.
Yeah, it's a force multiplier. You go, you train people on how to, they're not. People don't realize that. They think, I hear people talk all the time when they see a little sticker or something. They say, "Oh man, that was out there killing people." And when I go one, I will support. Okay. I never want to be the person out there running. I will support for group. All right, I'm not a Green Beret, but I know a bunch. I was not one. But I always explain it's force multiplier. They go out, land somewhere and train indigenous forces on how to, fight and do what they do.
But see, no, that's what that's what kind of make our conversation kind of biased because we were in group and we know how the situation should be handled.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than one of my best soldiers, one of my best friends, me and him, we went hunting not too long ago, and he literally pulled me to the side. We was in a hunting blind. First of all, the first ever hunting blind I've ever been in was heat. Never blew my freaking mind. Anyway, I digress. He pulled me to the side and he's like, "I've never seen nobody operate in combat like you do." And I'm like, "What you mean?" He said, "You see the difference between death and life." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You didn't just blindly pull your trigger." He said, "I watched you acquire a target, pull a trigger, acquire another target, disengage, then acquire another target, pull a trigger." I was like, what are you talking about? He said, "I had to sit back and just watch this." He said, you just wasn't blindly pulling the trigger." Now, I didn't know what mission he was talking about. I didn't even know what date he was talking about. But he replayed it in his mind and replayed it to me, and I'm like, first of all, I have memory lapses, so I don't remember too much shit. But he played it in his mind. I'm like, okay. apparently it happened to him because I don't remember the shit. But in his mind, I showed him what a soldier should be. You can't blindly fire your weapon and not take that in mind to these guys with weapons on the street who spray and pray because they're not acquiring a target.
Nah,
They are
punks, man,
spraying
have
and
no
praying.
idea what they doing. Straight bullets, killing
No,
kids and shit.
9 times out of 10, when they got a fire, what are they doing? They're shooting and they're doing this right here, right? They got their hand up in front of their face and they're pulling their trigger. They're not acquiring a target. They're trying to get away. No, collateral damage is collateral damage.
Yeah. And part
But
of it, they didn't see what they hitting. When we talk about killing a person, and that's why half time you see this here, because you really don't want to do it. You don't want to see the result of that. You know.
I mean, I think we kind of hit on this one pretty hard.
Yeah. So that's kind of our little 2A Second Amendment tirade. We all got opinions about that from our perspective. But there were some things just out in the culture that we saw, some current events we were going to chat on. And one, I think we were in the chat and we were like, what in the world? And so hold on, let me pull this one up here. All right. So the Martin Luther King monument, so it came out, right? And that's one angle. Now, I didn't pull it. I'm wrong. I should have pulled up the angle where it makes sense. You walk around it a little bit, it makes sense. But there are all kind of pictures of this thing.
They flipped this 5 different ways, man.
Yeah. So I was like, so what do you guys think about it, man? Do you think?
I get it, it's art, but I shouldn't have to get like my first reaction. I shouldn't have to get my first reaction be what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I thought it was some like I should be able to look at it, or I should say, look from this angle. This is what man, it took on a life of its own. Like
I know. I feel like it's Martin Luther King. It's somebody important. I think it should be definitive what you got going on. If you got to walk around at a certain angle for it to make sense to me, I'm like, I just don't think it's a good monument. And I think that it's okay to say that it's not that great. If you can get all these memes like that from it, I don't know. It was not my favorite monument of Martin Luther King and Coretta, but God bless the sculptor. Hopefully he got paid. Okay.
I mean, let me be frank. They could have done better, man. It should have had more context to it when they come to this, this monument. I understand it. If you got to see the picture beforehand before you look at the monument. And once you look at the picture, it kind of gives you more context of what that actually means. But for me, if I look at it now, you put the baby boy picture up there of Melvin handling Tyrese.
And it looks like that's what it is.
That's really what it looks like. It look like a real naked choke, man. That's what it
and like. Shout out to the movie Baby Boy. It's an American classic. So
yeah, I mean, it really
is. So we got a double monument. We got a Martin Luther King monument, a Baby Boy monument, and then there's some other ones down. They got it looking like it's.
Yeah, they got some weird shit there. But I'm gonna spin it like the Baby Boy concept. In that baby boy, in that moment, Melvin showed Tyrese what a man is. So, an aspect, if you look at it, a lot of times showing the difference between a boy and a man.
Yeah, they need to put that monument in the hood. Then they need to put it.
He could have killed him.
Young boys can see. Damn it.
So Knox, this really deals with what you do as a teacher, as an educator. The difference between a boy and a man. Mm-hmm. Everybody says they're a man until you meet a man.
Yeah.
A man does things. See, this is why I have a problem with when they say, my man done this, my man done this, my man. A lot of times your man didn't do it. You were dealing with a boy. You were dealing with he was of age, but you were dealing with a dude with a boy mentality.
It's a big difference, bro. It's a big
difference. Big difference. So
man, so that I'm gonna segue that, right? So then there was another debate on the page, and I want to show this one. because I think it's important, man. It was so there's a HBCU professor. I forget which college. You know what college it was, Willis? I forgot the college now.
This is my first time seeing this.
So it's HBCU professor, and so there was a big uproar because he had a dress code for his class that banned hoodies, twerk shorts. I think I read further. You know, it was you gotta have your pants up and all and stuff like that. And it's an uproar. It's like people were heated and pissed off. Okay, people were heated. What's up,
why?
KJ? So he said going back, he was more than a man at the moment.
What's up, KJ?
He was a demon. You know what, bro? I thought he was talking about Martin Luther King. I was like, bro, what the hell is KJ on? You talking about Melvin? Okay. I thought you was talking about MLK. I was like, bro,
I'm reading it to him like, bro, really?
I was like, see, I gotta show these comments quicker because I thought he was talking about MLK. I was like, okay, yeah, that was a moment, bro. Hey, but shout out to my man KJ, Erica in the house, my homies. All right. But yeah, man, it's but people were pissed off because they were like, how dare him make them do this in class? They got freedom. He don't buy their clothes. I'll let you guys give your thoughts, and I'll save mine for after. So what
was the rationale?
I'll let you go first, Will.
I mean, this is beyond. I mean, I think maybe it's a generational thing. Do they not like standards? Like, standards mean something, but I need some more context as to why he did it. I don't know. Maybe it was a reason.
So the context was, so I think so. He was saying that it's it's a institution of higher learning, and there's a time and place, right? So, so his class was a place more of business like. So coming in and like bonnets and little booty shorts and just coming any kind of way was not appropriate.
So he's trying to set a standard.
Yeah, he's setting a standard for.
Then I personally don't have a problem with it in the sense that I understand standards and standards mean something. But I at the same time I got to play both sides of it in the sense that is it that because I'm not understanding the full context without being from the outside looking in. If it's not stopping the kid from learning, like what's more important, setting that standard or that kid getting the information out of that class? But I understand it with him setting this, the professor, he or she setting that standard.
Right.
But without the context, I want to know in that professor's mind what's more important to them, setting that standard or him delving out this information that he's been paid to do to these students. And it's kind of like what's like, putting the HBCU spin on it. Because I remember, back in I don't know if it's like that now, like at Hampton University. I remember the business school. They couldn't have dreadlocks if they were in the business school, little stuff like that. Going around Hampton, you couldn't wear tank tops without a shirt under it. Go back further. Women couldn't wear skirts a certain length, and you can't wear do-rags going around campus. So I understand standards to an extent. No, I understand standards fully, but I just want I want to research this and come back to you on that, so I can understand what the point of that was.
Okay, Baylor, what's your initial thought on that?
I did do a little research on it, man. I see where he was coming from. Okay. So in his perspective, he's coming from a job, and he's coming from a position where he's trying to prep these young individuals for stepping into their next work environment. Now, having a bonnet on in a corporate environment is frowned upon. Quite frankly, it's not allowed. Twerk shorts is not allowed I work in corporate America. Mm-hmm. We are diverse. We are we are a limited quantity in corporate America. I'm about to be a senior director in a corporate 100 company. I will tell you, when I have meetings, when I have one-on-ones, I'm in a suit. And
Right.
I make sure my beard is trimmed up in a way where it's not intimidating. And it's not just me being black. Now I know the same white guys with the same beard that I have will make sure their beard is trimmed up in the right way. We make sure we dress a certain way. Not that we demeaning ourselves, but it's a business. Understand that bottom line is the dollar.
Right. Yeah, and
And
that's why I was my thoughts on it was the same thing coming from education and seeing how the direction kids are going. We have a lot of kids who have no clue about the real world and decorum and time and place. So I think that's a lesson for people to learn. You know, anything worth doing in business or being successful, most likely, not always, you're gonna require some decorum. Okay, you're gonna have to dress a certain way. You're gonna have to have, yourself together. And I think that's something as a people, as black people, we should have that where we wanted to look good. We wanted to come up. You didn't want to be
be sharp.
raggedy. Yeah, you want to be sharp. You wanted to be somebody. Now it's like, everybody wants
You
to.
ain't my daddy. How you gonna tell me how to dress?
but
Right. And so I think this is part of a village because a lot of kids haven't learned that they village is broke. So I think they're trying to correct something that may have been broken before the kids got there. I think it's a good thing. I think dressing up for one class, I don't think it's going to kill anything. I don't think it's another thing that bothered me is they said it was anti-black for him to have these standards. That's so insulting to me. How is having a standard, of dressing appropriately or a certain way, business casual? How is that anti-black? That's so insulting. That I don't understand that. Don't agree with it, but I think it's not a bad thing for young people that age to start thinking about because the next step for them is the professional world.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, unless they got a mean album coming out or they getting drafted, and even in that capacity, that doesn't last long. You gotta have some decorum in business at some point then too. So so I'm with the professor on this one. Sorry, kids.
Let me revamp my answer real quick, and now I understand it. Because, like I said, that was my first time hearing and seeing any of that. So I totally agree with you then. And then to give a little bit of story with it, in my new job, I don't have to. Like I'm not a senior director of nothing, but in my mind, I said when I started this job, every day it was gonna be every day, but Monday through Thursday, full suit, and I dress down a little on Fridays, and that's because, and it happens. It happens. I didn't want anybody when they just see me. They don't know who I am. They don't know my name. They
Right.
just see me. They just look like, but damn, he got to be in charge of something.
Yeah, you
So,
gotta have.
But I want to talk to you. I want to build a relationship with you before you even have a chance to judge me. But
Yeah.
you just when I walk in and you see me, you like, I don't know what he do, but he got a suit on. So let me just guess he's important.
so
Right.
I'm
And,
about to go. I'm about to go on 3 minute diatribe of what we just talked about. When I first started my job, I walked into my job with a J. Anthony Brown suit. It was one of them baggy old pastor suits. Man, and I
had a
had a
few of those.
I had an old E7 type man. His name Willie Pruitt. That's my guy. He walked up to me and he said, "Man, I need to take you to get you squared away." No, baggy suits went in. This was 2014. Baggy suits that went away, but that's what I knew. He went and got me to the business casual slim fit suit. And I learned how to dress. My wife really got me squared away. Uh, and I learned how to dress. You know, I learned. I mean, I'm,
Shout out to wives.
I'm prior military, so my vocabulary is blunt. It's vulgar. what I say to my normal military peer may not be conducive to my corporate career. So I had to learn to address my vocabulary, not to demean me, because no, it's to further what I want to be. See, everybody is stuck on I'm not gonna sell my soul out. You never selling your soul out. You better than the person you are, so you can be able to interact between multiple levels of personnel. I interact between billionaires and fucking hundredaires. But my vocabulary can dictate what level of personnel I'm dealing with without disrespecting them. The problem we have is the people that I'm the main man. I'm hey, bro, I ain't said nothing to nobody, though. I am who I am. But it's being who you are gonna get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's what the kids see the microwave version of what they want to be. They see the Wiz Khalifa, they see the Kodak Blacks, they see the whatever these young guys are, and they give you the microwave version of what they want to be. The problem is there's a process behind it. And therein lies the process. Therein lies the problem. The process is not properly defined to these young men and women. I honestly think women like my daughter, who is she's a music major at Tennessee State, which is a HBCU. She has more game than my sons do.
Yeah. So hold that thought right there. So speaking of this, all right, HBCUs and standards, right? So we want a high standard. All right, so I'm segue this. So we had the whole Deion Sanders debacle, right? That everybody was going crazy about. Now we got Ed Reed, right? Ed Reed, he's been hired as the head coach of Bethune-Cookman. All right. So Ed Reed's been in the NFL. He's been to University of Miami, and he gets to Bethune-Cookman, and from his standards he's seen, the standards are terrible, right? So I'm going to show you what Ed Reed had to say about it. Part of it here.
Mutton and showing shit. I chose not to, but now I'm out here walking with the football team, picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us? Man, get out of here, man. They mutt me. These motherfuckers ain't even clean my goddamn office when I got here. I'm mutting y'all? Get your ass, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. All this shit here was trash in front of me. Who you think got this shit cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's fucking trash. What are you talking about? I need no goddamn donors to come out and help out, because people just want money. That's why I don't fuck with social network. Fuck out of here, man.
Okay, so context.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So context. So he gets there, and the facilities are terrible. There's trash everywhere. He's the head coach of a D1 college, and his office is just terrible. And he's like, bro, what's going on? These standards are low. These standards are terrible. He's like, I should leave. He said he's not, but then he said he should. So I don't know, man. The HBCU standards, man, like Willis. So in some ways, a lot of ways, there's some problems that people tend to sweep under the rug when it comes to our HBCUs. I ain't gonna lie.
I tell you, coming out of high school, so I graduated high school in '01. So I went to Dudley. But I was at Dudley before Dudley, was the D boys.
Yeah.
Like my 3 years on varsity, we won 8 games.
Yeah.
And Dudley don't roll like that no more.
Right.
So, but I say that to say my senior year, I remember we got brand new black jerseys. That was the thing. That's when black jersey was the thing. So I get to Elizabeth City. We had one set of jerseys that we wore.
Yeah.
They were white, and we had to practice, and some of us had to practice in the same pants, our game pants.
Yeah.
But I was like, but daggone, okay, this is different. But the HBCU culture that I already knew, I wasn't prepared for that. But it's like, my thing is, when you're born and raised in the HBCU culture, you understand certain things. I'm not condoning it. I wish we had facilities and stuff like at Oregon, Carolina, Ohio State, at Elizabeth City. You're daggone right. But you also got to be realistic too. And him being the head coach, you knew what you was getting yourself into before you accepted that job.
Right.
That's one. That's number one. Number two, that was a horrible look on his personal part.
Right.
To
how you gonna recruit?
They gonna be like, I ain't going there.
How you gonna recruit? The
I ain't
coach
gonna
be there. He definitely. I feel that. That's why, as a coach, I saw that. I was like, damn. I mean, what you saying might be true. Probably is true. You know, because it's one thing not have facilities and equipment, but it's a whole nother thing for you to have trash everywhere. You can clean now. You ain't gotta have a lot of money to have somebody clean something. But for him to, like, the way he came at it, you know, as the head coach, now he's talking like he's at a barbershop somewhere. You the head coach, you represent the organization, part of the school. How you gonna recruit? He kind of shot himself in the foot there, I believe. It's
family business. You don't let everybody in your family business.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention who said that. I don't want to mess up your channel, but you know who said that line.
Yeah.
So, hey man, look, I seen the whole rant with Ed Reed. People like to say he shined a light on HBCUs, which is cool. I mean, I'm Tennessee State. I went there. My daughter's there right now. The problem with TSU, with HBCUs, is not at the athletic or not at the academic level. It's institutional wide, underfunded, and then when they get funded, they don't handle the funds right.
Mismanagement.
It's management. It's management at its highest level. Yep. And then you heard of the phrase "crabs in the barrel." When they do get the money, it's like throwing fresh food to crabs in the barrel. Everybody's fighting over, scrappings. TSU, I played in the hole. It was a damn cesspool when I played there. The same blades of grass on TSU field when I was there is still there now. Real talk. They ain't done shit to it. Now, where Ed Reed is at, he's not shining a light on anything that we don't know. He just made it look worse than what it is.
Yeah, he made it harder for himself, man.
He made it real hard for us. Now, where he could have, but based off his name, where he could have got maybe 1 5-star. What 5-star do you know will step into that university right now?
Yeah.
He at best he's gonna get a bunch of 3 stars.
Man,
that's at best.
He ain't getting no stars.
No. And I know he wants to make his facilities better. I got it. But man, did he fuck himself. And that's
it was definitely a bad look.
And let me pull it back down. I ain't gonna that language was unacceptable. He screwed himself royally.
Yeah.
Now, Prime Time was a little more tactful in his approach. He didn't use that particular language, but he said the same message.
Wait, well, that's the thing about Dion. Dion is a salesman, bro. Like, Dion knew, hey, I gotta get in here and get people in. He didn't come in and trash the university. I'm sure they probably didn't clean his stuff either. He was cutting grass. Well, at least he waited till after he was there. They had some success to talk about some of those things, and it wasn't as, and then plus the professionalism as a head coach, he's cussing and just wild. He just wilding out. He just wilding out.
I mean, he a Florida boy.
Yeah, but you know that's the thing.
I mean, Dion is too, but
Deion's a Florida boy, but Deion know how to. He got the gift of gab. He know how to get
Yeah.
people to do what he needs to do. And
You
Reed,
said it
he
right.
made himself look like a rookie, man, like a novice. And so this comment here, like, was he what experience he had with HBCUs? None. See, he's from the NFL. He's from
the
Miami.
U.
So he's used to luxury. So he's definitely he don't know. And clearly he came in like, what the hell is this? I'm used to everything being done, everything being perfect. And so I don't know. It's not looking good for Ed Reed. You know, I'm hoping he you know, good luck to you.
Is he still the coach, or did he resign? Let him go? Like, what happened?
He did resign. He retracted his statement.
I do see that he did have the apology here. You know, he said, you know, due to my social media and comments about the university staff and other institutions, I would like to sincerely apologize to all BCU staff, students, and alumni for my lack of professionalism. My language and tone were unacceptable. As a father, coach, and leader, my passion for the culture betterment and bring our foundation up got the best of me, and I feel victim while engaging with my antagonists on social media as well. I'm fully aware of the hardworking folks at our school who are fighting hard to make things better, more financially sound. I'm encouraged from my communication with my AD, who probably said, "What the hell?" And our administration. Understand it's a work in progress. My passion is about getting and doing better, and that goes for me too. Now, a couple of things that I saw, you know, the whole him being a head coach. I don't know a head coach that engages haters on social media like that live. Like he's doing stuff that coaches just don't do. Even me at a lower level, we don't engage stuff like that. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. So I don't know, Ed Reed. Good luck to you, brother. I don't think you're gonna win a lot of games because you're gonna have no players, but good luck to you. All right.
But here's the deal. HBCU love is what's gonna keep him his job, because if he was the coach at Duke and he did the exact same thing he just did, he's gone the next day.
And that's what I mean by like standards. Like the standards gotta be higher, man. The standards got like you can't come in and do that and keep a job. He's gonna be able to keep a job, not getting recruits. They're gonna lose. They're not gonna get as much revenue. It's gonna hurt everybody because we just, you know, we HBCU love. I don't know, man. The standards gotta be higher. He's gotta do better than that, man. I don't know, but we'll see. All right. So
I mean, just to cap that one off. They can't. I mean, they can't afford for him to quit.
Yeah.
He's the biggest. He's the big. No, I'm an Eddie. You know, Tennessee Titans. I'm an Eddie George fan. But Ed Reed is a far bigger, name than Eddie George.
I think he's a bigger name, but what has he coached before?
He hasn't coached nothing, but that name alone is gonna honor somebody's daddy. They watch Ed Reed be like, "Yo, son, you want to win? You want to know what the game is like, the next level? Go see Ed Reed."
Yeah, I don't know, because when you got a kid who can play, I don't see going to a place, even if it's Ed Reed, where the coach says,
"Well,
damn, I should quit. You know, this place sucks." I don't know, but maybe I'm sure there's somebody who a fan up and do the, but like a big time recruit, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Let me back that up. Had he been at FAMU, he could say that.
Yeah.
Had he been at Grambling, he could say that. Been at Bethel, it's not a Tennessee State, it's not a Grambling, it's not a Jackson State, it's not a FAMU. He had Bethel is like a lower tier HBCU when it comes to football.
Yeah. They used to play Elizabeth City, man.
So real talk, he really, in all honesty, he really should have shot his mouth off.
Yeah, he messed up on that one, man. He messed up on that.
Honestly, I don't know why he even took that position. That they literally a D3 college. Just to be honest.
Yeah.
They're not D1. They I mean, when you mention, Bethel, they shouldn't be mentioned with the, Tennessee State, the Jackson State, the FAMU, the Grambling. So I'm not trying to throw those shade on them. They band don't even battle with these guys.
I mean, it's a smaller HBCU. There levels to it. HBCUs are a spectrum. We can't.
So
Not,
honestly, Ed Reed, he should have been at a higher tier HBCU to shoot that particular message out of his mouth.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We're gonna see what he does. I'll be watching, see what happens with them, man. So man, so we're gonna go one more little segment, and so I'm just go with some. This is gonna be some foolishness, just because we've been kind of serious. We're gonna go a little foolishness. Now, this is something that popped up on the page, and I saw it, and I was like, I gotta see what the fellas think about this. People always talk about. I hear people talk about monogamy. And is monogamy like realistic or not realistic? And then this popped up, and I was like, "Yo, we got to chat on this one." Hold on a second. This was kind of the opposite of what. This is what be careful what you wish for in my view. Well, hold on.
Polyandry is the practice of one woman having multiple husbands, but those husbands cannot have any other partners.
I have 2 husbands who love me.
See, this is the problem. This is why I've been trying to just date one person.
Has multiple partners.
But they own the son.
Such a slut. She sleeps around.
How is it the sleeping situation? Not all one room.
No.
I'm on room, and then she shares a room with him.
Oh.
You were the first man I let my partner, Kim, be with.
I was watching my partner fall for another man right before my eyes.
And how you gonna juggle 3 guys like that?
Wow. To see me holding hands with somebody else or like kissing someone else, you don't think that would be hard?
It wouldn't be easy.
To do this lifestyle successfully, you have to be willing to go outside of your old comfort zones.
You're okay with her sleeping with other men?
Most of the time.
They assume multiple male partners. It's just about sex. That's definitely not it.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in an orgy?
Things really started to get awkward when I heard some noise in the basement, a little moaning,
I bet they did get
crying,
awkward.
A little dun.
Just got real.
I wish I could be everything that you need, but I can't.
I didn't think I was going to be swap.
Man.
Hell no.
So, just formality, what y'all think about that?
Hell to the no. To the no.
To the no.
Hell to the no.
Hey,
what kind of foolish?
Hey, I told you in with some foolishness. Like y'all thought I was playing. I don't know. Hey, there are different kind of men in this world. That's all I can say.
So it's just one woman, 2 men. That's what the show about.
Yeah, that's what the show about.
Hell nah, man.
And the 2 men are monogamous with the woman. They can't have no other woman.
Oh, they get man. What kind of you kiss my? No, stop.
So hold up. Before you say that, remember we men, and if we ain't tied to a woman with this right here, we run that game.
No, you said the man had to be monogamous, but she can do whatever.
No. So let me explain to you. We run that game. We not tied to a woman. Remember. So now in this scenario, they plan on making this a lifelong goal.
Yeah, that's for life. That whatever what you just saw, that's for life.
So in this scenario, but
I can't see being in the kitchen, and then hearing
dude come down and say, "Hey, make me a sandwich."
Yeah, and then me, I'm sitting in the bathroom, and I hear in the other room, other dudes just
cheeks.
Like, yo, what?
I got next.
Nah, ain't nobody clapping my wife's cheeks in my
all
house.
I want to know when it come down to who the baby daddy.
Yeah, and that's crazy too. Like, and I'm not with none of them. I'm a monogamous person. I don't want even when the reverse, where it's a guy multiple wives, that's
too much pressure. Yeah, that's too much pressure.
It's a lot of work. I think people don't understand the responsibility of that.
I'm gonna break it down to you like this right here. When God created Eve, He pulled a rib from Adam, right? So that makes Adam incomplete without his rib, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
So to me personally, my rib is my wife. I can't share my rib with another motherfucker.
Nah, I ain't with that sharing.
So I mean, if
that's just a crazy way to exist, bro. I don't understand.
There's so much that can go wrong because you got eventually the ego gonna kick in.
Yeah,
those seem to be like some of the weakest sounding men too. Though I don't know,
they suckers.
I don't know. That's different.
Bro. So
that's different kind of man. I understand.
Yeah, I was about to say that term. They simps. I was about to say that's real. Yes, I know you got an old soul because I was about to say that's a simp dude.
These are like super simps, and I don't know. I'm not part of that man tribe. I'm part of a different kind of man tribe. But hey,
bro, Will, I wish you could have kicked it when me and Knox was running through.
Hold on. Somebody said it's feeding the woman's pleasure and desire. This movement is women focused in being free to have a choice. Hey, good luck to you, woman, free woman. Good luck to you. Find you.
No, Dave. I promise you, no hard.
Come over to this tribe though. But good luck to you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a different world, man. I guess I don't know. Anything goes. So
you see, you know what I mean? This is me.
Like who introduces it? Like, hey, you mind if I get another husband? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know how that's. I don't know how that works.
But then again,
Royal. I had a feeling that was you, Royal.
But see, this side is, man, it the old school. It was cool to have a man to go out, source his royal oats, to say the least. I enjoy being a father so much that it's kind of hard to, put my kids out in a situation where I had to, delegate time to another kid if they're not in my household.
Yeah.
Because I've done that, man. Raising kids out of a household, that's the hardest job on planet fucking Earth. Now, I'm blessed now that my two youngest kids are in the house with me now. But the harder job is, having outside kids. That is the hardest because you living in two different households for which you only control one of them.
Yeah, that's
so
just not.
So these dudes that want to go out and do this fuck boy shit, excuse my language, go out and do this.
You said what you said.
Yeah, you said what you said. It's hard.
When they want to go out and do this fuck boy shit and eat this shit, and I'm like, man, come on now. You want to play second fiddle to another motherfucker to dicking your old lady down? That's
that's different. I know. Well, Royal said the woman introduces it, and she be introducing herself.
What type of woman do you got, dog, player? I mean, obviously she telling you something.
A free woman. You see what they said. She said the new woman that's free, the free woman that focuses on the desires and all that stuff. Those free
your ass on out my house. Then you want to do all that? Go find you two more.
You will be free for sure. And I don't want my wife to go do that either. I ain't trying to introduce no other woman. That's weird too for me. I don't want that. That's a lot of work. And that's gonna be a lot of, then they're gonna have double team you and they end up being real cool. They be fussing at you about everything. That's a nightmare to me. I don't want that. I just want one. I can handle one. I love one. I can handle one. Two. Yeah. You gotta take care of everybody. That's weird.
I'm too old. I'm too old to handle more than what my wife. My wife is more than enough.
It's enough. It's enough.
No, she's more than enough. My wife is everything I need.
Well, what's the difference from being in a polygamous relationship?
I ain't with that either.
I see a double standard. No. There's no double standard. We said we want the regular marriage. I want the regular, the one wife. I don't want the other white female.
But here we go. She just brought whoever this Facebook user is just bought a thought that I had. We were talking about all this. See, what I'm tired of is you want. This Facebook user just bought. What the heck was that? I'm like, see, what I'm tired of. I'm like hearing myself.
I don't know what were you saying though? I don't know why.
But like, I think it was a play, but
but like basically, they want a piece of the old school, but they want it their way. Like, like I remember, I can't even remember who it is. It's somebody I went to Elizabeth City with, and I remember she posted something on Facebook that was like, yeah, my granddaddy went to work, brought the check home, this, that, and the other. So if a man ain't gonna do that for me, then I don't want him. You forgot to mention what your grandma did to deserve that.
Yeah.
Like it's like I want a man to do what my granddaddy did, but I ain't gonna do what my grandma did.
Yeah,
you can't have it. It's like
that's kind of a whole. That's a whole topic. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they say what grandma did, see, they act like grandma didn't work.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
Just sitting at home, sitting on the ass all day, and then
listen.
Grandma worked. See,
preach on.
When daddy was at the factory job, grandma ran the whole house. That didn't mean she had the food prep. She went and had to slaughter old pig. She had to slaughter chicken, man. She went and worked the field while daddy was at the factory job. So when daddy came home, your mama don't work the damn full 10 or 12 hour shift. So when daddy get home, she got all the food done, prep and shit ready to go. Everybody ain't pulling their weight.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And see, when it really boils down to it, when you put that moniker, you put that phrase out there, I want an old school. Do you really want an old school?
Yeah.
So when you say you want an old school, understand old school, man, is 50 motherfucking 50. Not 60, 40, not 70, 30, not 80, 20. Is 50, 50. Where you think you going, when you pull off in the driveway and go to your job, I'm working 9 to 5, I'm working 8 to 4, whatever you want to call it. If your wife is doing her job, means prepping the kids for school. Now, while they at school, she is putting her work, doing laundry, prepping meals, get bills paid. Because you ain't doing them, you at work. That means she handling finances. All that shit, all while you at work, and then you come on, then she got your meal prepped and ready.
She earned that check. But
she earned every bit of it. Now, for those
I'm have you hold that thought, because we're at an hour 7 minutes. So now this is a good segue. Hey, this might be a good thing to pick up for next time, boy.
Hey, I'm in there.
Hey, it might be a good one to pick up. I'm feeling another topic here. All right, so
we about to go win.
Hey, so stay tuned. We might pick this one back up. Definitely. All right, so man, look, time flies when you're having fun, boy. Hey, man, always good to talk to the boys, man. You know, hey, so give your quick little final thoughts before we get out of here, and we go from there. So, Balo, quick final thoughts now, because you know, Balo like you talk. Quick final.
So, hey, real talk. Everybody knows the light. Everybody sees the light, but no one never seeks the light. When you seek the light, your vision will be very clear, and I'm gonna leave you to that.
Man, you wrote that. You had that shit ready. You had that.
Boy, I can't be that. That man on point.
You had that shit yesterday. You was like, okay, I'm gonna hit him with this one. Hey, it was good. It was good. All right. All right, Wills, what you got?
Hey, man, just be good to everybody. Do you have fun and live long and prosper? And how about them Cowboys?
Wow, come on, we got it. Oh, you too, Willis? Oh man, you know what? No, I can't.
That's why I love him like that,
I'm
man.
a Panthers fan on the couch. I ain't mad. Go ahead, Cowboy folks. All right, that's cool.
Hey, you can be root for us, man. Root for the Cowboys.
Hey, bro. That's cool. Why not? My team on the couch. All right. Hey, so look, man, everybody be good to each other, love each other, and everything else gonna take care of itself. All right. So this is another special edition of the Good Guy Experience, where experience is always good. We'll holler at y'all next time.
All right.
Peace.
All right, now.
All right. All right.
I just hit leave.
Oh, hold on.